cool.
Gotta be honest. If you respect someone,
we're
set
ready.
them free.
I wish I did that in my relationships.
It's the first game of the Copenhagen Major, and this one is going to be brought to you by a local hero himself. You might have heard of him. It's called Anders, and he's going to be commentating with the Swiss Army knife of esports, Jason Moses O'Toole. How are you doing, fellas?
Well, Jason, how are you doing? We're back in the mix. We're back in the chairs.
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. I'm just excited to get this one underway. Pissed Around is live. Cloud9 taking on ECSTATIC to kick off the Copenhagen Major. Cloud9 going to be starting on this T side, attacking into the ECSTATIC defense. And, oh, we got dualies. The dualies Major, we'll call this one.
It's about time. I know you're one of the original, along with Get Right, that really was, you know, talking about the dualies before anyone else was. And here they are being used. Actually, we got 2 sets of dualies. So attacking into that, especially the elevated position, could be quite tricky, I reckon.
There's some options here that Cloud9's going to be creating as they come out mid. And a little bit of a duel at the P250. Patty's going to be held at bay. Doesn't want to commit, swings very wide. Now you're committed, now you've gone down. Deep smoke in towards Donut as well prevents anyone from shifting in a position to help out. And this split towards the A bomb site is looking real strong.
Good boomage with all that utility. A smoke and a Molotov, they can clear out so many positions. Or they can just get the headshots. I guess that'll get the job done as well. Perfecto to take down Salazar to begin with. A 3 versus 5 before they even get close to the bomb site. That's pretty sick. I mean, what a start. HObbit swinging around and shooting Queenix right to the back of the head. This is done. There's absolutely nothing ECSTATIC could do in this round.
No, they got wrecked, completely outplayed. I mean, the individual decision-making, Patty really committed to that fight over in Red Room. Donut is smoked off. Even if it wasn't, he had no teammates there. So that's a huge overcommitment. And then losing the middle of the map in that fashion is so hard to recover from for ECSTATIC. You had like the little one tap from Perfecto out towards Temple. That doesn't help anything.
No, it's disappointing because you had the setup for it, but they were expecting for the A attack to come through the main tunnel, and obviously not from the donut position. So a little bit of a start here. I think this is, you know, that's the first slip up. This shot though, so dirty.
He's just sliding into it.
All right,
nicely done from Perfecto. Double kill from HObbit. That's all she wrote. So 1-0 for Cloud9, and they're going to get the advantage heading into round 2. And looks like we're chilling. Looks like we're going to start this round over as everyone hangs out.
Yeah, can't really disagree. Boom, it's done quickly. I've got to say, how
do you feel? You're a local hero.
A local hero.
He called you an it as well.
Yeah, that's true.
It is a local hero.
It's a local. I'll take it. You know. Whatever praise I can get, really.
It's a low bar for Anders B. Loom.
Yeah. I guess it is local. I always think of Copenhagen as being quite far away, but I only live 30 minutes from here, so I guess it's not that far, but just in Danish terms, a 30-minute drive is a long time, I reckon. I realize in the US it's different.
Yeah, no, I think it's more just I can't really name another city other than Copenhagen and Odense, really. So
that's
I think
fair.
Everyone's just from Copenhagen if you're Danish.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable. I mean, it's about true. Like 1.5 million people or something live in the greater Copenhagen area.
Okay.
Out of the 6 million that exist in the country.
Yeah,
so
that's a decent chunk.
Yeah, it's a good bet anyway. Like, you're probably right on if you say that. Well, who do you have winning this one? Is anyone going to pick anything other than Cloud9? Like, it's going to be hard to justify that, I think.
I think we're going to have a lot of those. I'm going with Cloud9, just to answer your question.
Yeah.
That'd be my pick as well. I think it's going to be hard, especially in this opening stage. There's some tricky matchups in this opening round. This just doesn't feel like it's one of them. This one doesn't feel like there's a whole lot of win conditions for the ECSTATIC side of things. Outside of some massive underperformance from Cloud9 and a massive overperformance from like an individual on ECSTATIC that you'd really need, it just seems like there's too many things that would have to go right.
One of these type of matches where the best of one format probably is super helpful to ECSTATIC if they can have that one, right? Because, you know, at least you can have one sick map that nobody saw coming, but obviously winning a full best of 3, I think it's going to be a little bit of a different matchup for them.
Sure.
But they did perform really well at the RMR. I mean, I was impressed. I thought, you know, there were a lot of other Danish teams that we thought were going to go through. So
yeah, and
more power to them.
Yeah, they didn't exactly work out that way, did it?
No, it didn't. I don't know why it has to be that way.
It is interesting having this be like the main Danish representation at the first Copenhagen major.
It's like that time. You remember when DreamHack put on that thing when they had like 3 different Swedish teams playing? It was like a Welcome to Sweden vibe.
Like one of the first Malmos or something?
Yeah, well, this was in Stockholm. They had like one with Fnatic and NIP, and I can't remember what the third one was, but It's like a whole thing and like welcome. Like I think very games where they're playing, it was like a whole. You know, they're like, yeah,
Sure.
we're Swedish. We're at the top of Counter-Strike. You can come chat, and
That's
they
right.
all just got blown up. All the
That was
Swedish
like real early in
Yeah,
CS:GO. That was like
it was.
2015, 14.
Something like that, yeah. It
Very
had one
games.
of the hypest intros that's been made for a really long time. Like I'm gonna tweet it out after the game. I'll remind everyone. It's
All
so
right.
sick. Here we are though. Some restarts are coming in. Hopefully that means we are hopefully good to go in a couple of seconds here.
Yeah, they were just running around spawn, shooting at the walls, making sure everything feels good. And yeah, this reset, we'll see what they start buying. Looks like it's going to be potentially good to go. Nope, I'm wrong.
Wrong.
Wrong again.
How's your vibes currently on the map of Ancient? Are you enjoying the map still?
Yeah, I love it. It's kind of, I guess, a little bit. I mean, I like the way it plays a lot. One thing I don't like is like the spawn changes back to what like they originally were.
Yeah.
Into CS2, I would like to see them go back to the reverted, like a little bit more aggressive. So there's a little bit more chance for like meeting in the early round. It feels like we've gone back to that world where teams frequently sit behind utility.
Yeah. True.
The nade blowing up in smokes obviously helps alleviate some of that, but it's not like an every round occurrence always that you're going to challenge through that. But the map in the mid round is a glorious, is a beautiful tactical maneuverability.
Yeah, I've really come around myself. I think I was a little bit more sour on it to begin with, but I do kind of like it. Okay. A nice tower that's been built in the middle, knocked down by HObbit and Ace in the second round, yeah? That's how you want to get the major started, really. Even if it's just against pistols, it still feels pretty good.
Yeah, that feels so good. That stack actually backfires. HObbit got 2 kills before he even realized it was a 5-man stack, and the verticality doesn't do anything, so HObbit gets away with an ace. All 5 kills in the second round. And that's a confidence boost heading into the first gun round. There was no investment from ECSTATIC, so no big deal. You're going to laugh that one off. And we get started with the M4s and utility.
Third round, such a scary round here for ECSTATIC again. We're talking about a bit of a miracle. I think you framed it nicely. It has to be ECSTATIC overperforming. It has to be Cloud9 underperforming. And that has to start right now. They can't really be slow out the gate here on the CT side.
Deep CT smoke at the double doors, but nobody's going to work with it. Boomich is going to lead the way. Perfect flashbang, but good job holding on. M4's doing some work. There's a lot of bodies here from ECSTATIC.
Dragon coming in, takes down one. He knows there's a second one back there, but he can't beat Axile to the punch.
Dude, there's 4 CTs. Look at the X's on the minimap. 4 CTs where they died inside the bomb site. If you cannot hold this bomb site with 4 defenders, woo, that's bad news for the rest of the map.
There's nowhere to go, right? Like, I guess there is. You could put a 5th player in there and just not defend the rest of the map, but obviously that's going to feel really, really bad. Phoenix already smoked out, flashed out. They have another Molotov behind it even. Actually does get a kill on Axile through, but I don't think it improves the situation that much.
He's got no
Electronic
kit.
should be able to do this.
No kit as well. He's just got to risk it.
Yeah, has to go for it. Puts up a bit of a smoke. He's got the grenade up, trying to jump his way through, but Electronic's on the other side. 4 people defending the bomb site and still not able to come up with a victory.
And most of them focused on the B ramp as well. They had enough utility down in cave to make sure that split was not really joined in any efficient manner. And it's just fantastic trading. 2 players here. HObbit gets the trade. Next up, Axile's going to get that trade, the follow-up, and then you're like, oh, there's way more people here than I expected, but man, the fact that this collapses with all 4 players there is got to be heartbreaking, because it feels like ECSTATIC had the right read, the right shift, the right rotation, and it still doesn't pan out in their favor.
Well, yeah, I'm not a lot to work with in this round, obviously. It's going to be pistols, a couple of upgraded ones, a single smoke. That is about it. You're right, though. They actually were looking at the B ramp. That's usually my #1 criticism for anyone defending the bomb side on the CT side, is that feeling that sometimes people, they show up, but they're never expecting for the Ts to really be there, and they get caught a little bit sleeping, but kind of looked like ECSTATIC were at least aware that that could have happened.
Well, yeah, sure. Especially on that round when you know there's going to be a little bit of a low buy coming in. We'll see how they fare moving forward. This round's nice and easy for Cloud9 as they just shift in and walk into some fights. Again, unarmored USPs, a couple upgraded pistols with light armor, but no real stopping power for this defense. And Cloud9 now have the entire map at their disposal.
Taking their time here, but can't really blame them. Again, there's so much on the line. This kind of a format, losing these early best of ones can just set you up so badly. Yeah, take it easy. It's the 5-7 at the back of the bomb site. USP, not enough stopping power to take anyone down. HObbit having himself a fantastic start to the series.
Yeah, he's it's always feels good, and they brought it up on the desk as well. HObbit saying he felt a little bit more nervous, a little bit more stress and pressure at the RMR. Now he's in his kind of comfort zone. He's been here plenty of times. Major champion himself.
Yeah.
Major MVP, if I'm not mistaken, as well.
It's crazy to think about, right?
Yeah.
Like, it was one of the freakiest major runs that really nobody saw coming, with Zeus obviously departing Na'Vi.
Yes.
Playing with Gambit. Like, no one thought that was going to happen. But
all the way back in 2017, PGL Krakow.
Yeah, what a time.
And a pause taken from ECSTATIC. They want to talk things over. They get the op out on Salazar as well. The desk had plenty of nice things to say about him with the AWP, his clutch ability.
Just to talk up the map a little bit, I mean, I think one of the cool things about the map is that you can do some of these more exotic plays on the CT side, where you maybe go like double into the A hallway and push forward. But obviously it's very risky, especially when you lost 4 rounds in a row. It probably feels really hard to make that kind of a play, but they need something, because Cloud9 is showing us round for round here that when they get the real estate, when they get the chance to take control of the map, they're going to do it. And doesn't look like the Danes have a lot to say about it.
Well, and also, like, the next step is for ECSTATIC, right? You have to make Cloud9 kind of respect your ability on defense in some level. You can't give them the confidence to just work the map in whichever way they please, and that's going to be their first goal with this buy coming in with the AWP on board, is let's get an opening kill. Let's make things difficult. Let's make Cloud9 actually challenge and work for it, because if they just start steamrolling and building up momentum and, you know, as they go, able to access the bomb sites at will, then it just kind of turns into a very one-sided affair. And if you're ECSTATIC, this has to be the round where you provide some resistance, get around on the board, put a stop to what Cloud9 want to do.
Yeah, hopefully they're going to find a way to do that. Time is running out really, really swiftly. Again, the MR12 format.
MR12 BO1s can go very, very fast.
They really can.
They can go very, very quick.
Maybe even quicker if you're actually the people playing. I think watching it, you get like a little bit of a breather. When you're playing, sometimes it's just like boom, 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 and it's done.
Yeah, you know, there are certain games as a player where you just feel like you kind of like snap back into reality. You're so focused on the game, and you're like, oh, we're down like 8-1, 8-0, and you're just like, I can't even really recall playing this game entirely. Like, they can go really fast, especially when it feels like a team is just supremely outmatched by the other, like in the nature of this game. So ECSTATIC going to try and slow down time.
Yeah, like if you're driving, you know, familiar road, and you're like, how did I get here? Did I just autopilot like for a couple of kilometers?
There's a name for that phenomenon, like with the automatic driving, where like you don't even realize, you're like, I haven't really been paying attention, but my brain is doing it.
I haven't killed anyone yet.
Yeah.
I think.
I've stopped at all the red lights, so it's going okay, I guess.
Yeah, just to make sure everyone understands, that's not how you want to be playing the major, not how you want your first game to go. You kind of want to, you know, have more agency inside of the game than just being kind of rolled by Cloud9, which is pretty much what's happening at the moment. I will say this on the other side, though. It's good to see Cloud9 with some confidence and just playing better, because for a while they look like they've been struggling for no real reason. It's been very frustrating to watch.
I mean, let's frame it like this, because the reality of this Cloud9 team, obviously, when they made the roster changes during the break after the last major, bringing in the Na'Vi guys, held to be like the next big super team, like hands down the biggest roster changes of that time, and expected to propel them to like a top 3 team that's going to be challenging for every trophy. That failed. And they've obviously had Shiro depart the roster. They've had Boomich come in, brought an in-game leader. The conversation around them now is the lack of an AWPer. But realistically about this Cloud9 team is this has to be a good run from them at this major. Like, if it's not, then changes are going to have to be made. You're gonna have to find a way to bring an AWPer and bring somebody in who can have an impact and turn the fortunes around. So, I mean, not just in terms of, you know, wanting to do good at the major. This one for Cloud9 has massive implications of what's to become of this roster and the organization moving forward.
Yeah, I think that's true. It definitely is. And I did the desk bringing it up, talking about it a little bit with Axel and the obvious lack of confidence that he suffered. Would have been, I think, at one point like one of the top 5 or something riflers in the world. And then
in the online era, after coming out of the online era, guy was a beast. Top 3 rifler for sure. And I mean, everyone was kind of looking at his demos and how he was playing the game on an individual level. And yeah, that I don't know if it's a lack of confidence, the transition to CS2. something's not right. Something ain't clicking as well as you'd like to see a player of Axile's talents and ability. And that's one of the big goals of this Cloud9 org. It's got to be to get him online, to get him back into that shape and get that impact back in the server.
Nice early smoke, but in truth, Cloud9 are going to be pushing right through. A little bit of a boost up, and he did see just the top of his head, but unable to pull the trigger in time. Yeah, they know to be real careful about that one.
You can see the opening of this round as well. 3 players in middle. The B defenders throwing utility to slow down the cross towards the ledge. Molotov and nade combo to activate that mid aggression. But as utility starts to fade, they've used a lot of nades to get these aggressive positions. Cloud9 is happy to just play this slow and play it patiently. If you look at the utility, HObbit has 1 smoke remaining on Queenix. That's it. And he's in donut. So these B defenders are like, we got nothing to stop anything.
It doesn't feel good, does it? Cloud9 kind of letting this simmer a little bit. Expecting a reaction, which they were right about. A little flick there from the AWP. Doesn't really do anything, but still shows they kind of have a good understanding of what they like to play with. Moving forward into Perfecto. He's got the AWP, and it's Paddy to go down.
This is perfectly played from Cloud9 so far. They see the aggression. Perfecto sees the aggression coming down ramp, so they take space over in cave. That's going to allow them to split into the B bomb site. There's nothing to defend. Axile's lurk activates. He shows presence. He keeps 2 defenders here. That leaves poor Nodios all alone.
Wow, they've really completely picked them apart.
You have Perfecto with the AWP playing deep behind the double doors. He's got so much safety, can get into cover, can take his shot. He got the pick on the aggression. Meanwhile, because you know there's so much presence on ramp, there cannot be presence holding onto cave, so you take space in that fashion. And Cloud9 just play picture-perfect Counter-Strike and work this defense. AWP hasn't even fired a shot for Salazar. Hasn't been involved in anything. And now it's just the plan to save the weapon.
Could put this round in the Counter-Strike schoolbook, couldn't you? This is beautiful. Even the slowdown once they realize there are no more grenades and they see it coming, that HObbit, when they don't have more grenades, they probably have to move forward to try and get some information, at least to make up for the lack of grenades. They do, and they kind of get caught doing it.
Damn.
Wow.
All right, HObbit came to play.
Yeah, you could say that again. He's 12-1 right now. Obviously, 5 of those kills in 1 round, but still.
7-1 still ain't bad if you take the fluffy ecos out of it.
Boomich. Could see he can hardly sit still in his chair. He's just electrifying at the moment. Some of these kills are even fairly pedestrian. Shooting a guy locked in a corner.
It's the nice thing,
1 versus 1.
It's the nice thing about playing just a really smart tactical game is that it does make your job easier down the stretch.
Yeah, we're not talking about huge clutches or anything crazy like that. 5-7, just getting completely out-timed on that one.
And this is what I mean by, trying to slow down and trying to temper the confidence of Cloud9. I mean, they know they're up against a half-buy, so there's not, a whole lot of danger to it, but still just an A-rush, and HObbit just kind of even swings through the edge of his smoke just as it plumes, able to grab an easy one. HObbit's going to come in and try and get some kills in garbage time because this round is not going in their favor.
Yeah, I mean, we'd be happy right now if they get a couple of kills and steal a rifle. Like, that's kind of the bar is set so low right now for HObbit. Just do anything at all at this stage of the game. It's already been too much. They've already lost control.
If he can grab an AK-47, that ain't bad at all. All things considered, he has a smoke to cover him. He walks up and gets it, and he's looking for anyone to exit. So he should be able to hold on to this AK-47. Bomb's going to go off. Wants to do a little bit of nade damage to cause the explosion to take down Electronic. Oh, and he survives with 3, but Exile does fall. And a good recovery of the AK-47. So something to be happy about for HObbit.
It's a real thin silver lining here, I'm not going to lie. But,
yeah,
we'll give it to them.
We're scraping the barrel.
Looking for anything that we can. It's like, please, something that we can say that's gone in their favor. It's been very, very thin at the moment. 6-0, leading into the round number 7. Paddy with no kills. Kragen and Salazar there with 1 kill each. 2 on Queenix and Nodios.
They're averaging 1 kill per round. Just put it that way. 6 kills across the entire HObbit team, so it's not pretty.
It's not great.
No. This time they go for control of B lane. And Cloud9, it looks like they have an indication. HObbit And Boomich fell away from the double door, so HObbit will come back into a lurk position. A lot of resources for ECSTATIC again on this side of the map, and Cloud9 is going to start progressing through A main. Salazar's got to find a way to get this AWP in position to have impact on the round.
Yeah, if they hit the A bomb site a little bit early here, if Queenix is going to be alone on that position, that's going to be really rough, isn't it?
They're missing a timing window, Cloud9, but it's okay because the window is wide open. there's still an opportunity, although a defensive smoke at A main I think kind of ruined Cloud9's idea. So this is actually pretty nice now from ECSTATIC. With that defensive smoke in A main, it allows them to have 2 defenders there. One player is aggressive in mid. They control B lane as well. They have a lot of information on the map, and they've at least slowed Cloud9 down. They've taken away, you know, plan A. But plan B is still dangerous.
They are pretty much out of grenades here, so it has to come down to just the raw mechanics. Queenix, good, and a little bit of a follow-up here. Kragan trying to do the best that he can. They do line up for him. A big double kill. Actually a triple at the end, and he'll close it off, finding 4 of them. That is absolutely what they needed.
Yeah, that one is really nicely done. And Cloud9 just kind of get funneled as they move around this map. They lose control of B lane. They don't have control of middle whatsoever, and they really just get funneled into that A main hit, and ECSTATIC is ready for it. First round on the board for ECSTATIC.
It took some time, but
we got there.
Yeah, we got there.
Well, and nicely for them, 4 players survive in that victory. They recover an AWP, or they still have the AWP on Salazar, I should say. He didn't go down. But 4 players surviving means like you're not in that immediate danger of getting reset. You've got plenty of money to work with. It's built up on a couple players, so now you've got some room to work with. And Hobbit just barely survives. He still goes for it, but an easy kill even while blind for Patty.
Yes, really well done. Another good flash setup there with Boomich. Gonna get found in the middle of it.
And now you have to hit this timing if you're Cloud9.
Yeah,
you have to. You have no other options. You can get a clean kill on Queenix.
that's what they're hoping for. And his job, just stay alive in this position. Just whatever you do, don't go down for free. Smoke on top, Molotov as well. He's playing it right at the edge, trying to optimize this one, but there's a flash to follow it up as well. Exile's a pretty good kill. The trade is there, and the rest of them are starting to rotate on in, so there should be no more surprises here for the CT side.
Tick of the Molotov's going to let him know that Kragan is very close behind that smoke. Now the real issue is Perfecto doesn't feel comfortable finding a new position. He's stuck inside the bomb site, so Electronics got to stand tall and fight with him.
A little bit of a spray. If that would have been an instant headshot for Electronic, maybe it's a different round. But all right, second round for ECSTATIC, and they keep 3 people alive this time.
Yeah, that's really, really nice. I think you're exactly right, though. Queenix committed around the edge of that smoke. That could have gone way worse. Got on Kragan to get the rebuttal through the smoke to help alleviate some of that pressure. Very different retake if there's 3 Cloud9 players alive and they feel comfortable falling out of the bomb site after the plant. But that's 2 in a row for ECSTATIC. They're going to try and claw themselves back into this map. Starting to look good. I think the Cloud9 timeout right now is to discuss how exactly B lane is being controlled by ECSTATIC, because you have an opening double kill from Jaguar in this round. Previously, 2 rounds ago was just complete B lane control that Cloud9 had to back away from. So the conversation now is do we want to fight for that? Do we want to try and exploit some of that early presence and go elsewhere with a little bit of gusto? Or how can we make sure this doesn't happen again?
I mean, there are definitely ways. I think in the meta right now, you see sometimes teams just hit the A bomb side really early because a lot of CT sides will have 1 or none in the A bomb side to begin with. So there can be a timing window like that where you can just kind of get there before anyone else shows up.
And obviously, Cloud9 can't. Ooh, hold the phone. Fast out mid, running right through the Molotovs, extinguishing them. And Axile's got a wide angle. Kragan comes back, and he's been an impact player. He's out of the fight.
Trying to get the spray through the smoke there, and they know that someone else could be in the middle. Look at how weak this leaves the B defense.
Cloud9's going to be happy with this 1-for-1 trade, this 4-on-4 now in the mid round.
Yeah, they definitely will be smoking it off. Waiting. Oh, it's so close, but actually, Nodios on top of the smoke. I can't believe he won that fight. Looked like Axel knew.
Yeah, I think he did. I think he realized that smoke was a little bit shallow, so he was looking for that exact peak. Just fires off a little too quick. HObbit now. Good game from him, but he's shut down as well. ECSTATIC, it took him 6 rounds, but they're in the game. Now they're starting to control things from the CT side, and this is looking much better.
That's a really long time to war bump into a game, but I mean, it's not done yet. Love this mid position. They're really far back on the B bomb side. They're playing it well.
Yeah, I was going to say, I like the passive B defense at this point. You're just watching for them to commit. You have such a massive advantage. You don't actually need to hold on to the bomb site, especially as you mentioned, that mid position can be a very fast flank. Boomich is just going for the bomb plant. That's victory of sorts in this round, but a win here, near impossible, and he won't expect the timing on that flank. So 3 now for ECSTATIC, playing 6 for Cloud9.
What a round from Nodios. That's like that middle fight that he wins both of them in there, making all the difference in the world. And yeah, good with the flank as well, but still. The early kill on top of the smoke against Axile is probably what really made the difference.
Okay, this starts getting a little interesting now. Cloud9 yet to, even out of a timeout, yet to find the solution, the fix. The mid play, I think, actually was successful. I think they're happy with it, but losing the engagements after the fact. Axile getting picked off over the top of the smoke. But ECSTATIC creeping closer to making this a game. Challenging for this map.
Hey, we started to feel like one of those games that you're just like, oh, okay, they never showed up, on to the next. But happy to see that they are waking up just a little bit. The individuals here, a little bit slow to start on the Danish side. Still hadn't really seen Salazar with the AWP do a lot.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
We saw during the RMR, we had some great rounds out of him. There definitely were times when he went missing during the RMR as well, but I feel like once he's firing off, I mean, it's a decent map for it.
Well, it's also, it's no necessarily huge criticism on him. If you think of the way this map is played, obviously Cloud9 just, 6 rounds in, there were only 6 kills total on ECSTATIC going into round 7. But then after that, the success of ECSTATIC's defense has been controlling B lane aggressively, controlling mid aggressively, and the op just not involved in those kind of plays, right? Now we get an explosion towards this B bomb site. Boomich trying some shock and awe, and he's gonna make his way in.
Could there be anything more Boomich-like? Jumping through the Mac 10 as everyone is flashed on the other side. But look at this. It's a pretty good comeback into the round, actually. Kragan, look at it, if he could do it at range. He's going to beat that Mac 10 every single time. Axile on his own, shot in the back. Didn't even have his rifle out. What a recovery from ECSTATIC. They were going to lose that round.
Yeah, that round is one. I mean, the one kill, we just called his name, Salazar. Taking down Boomich and making sure he doesn't get killed, making sure that Cloud9 can't control behind the cube on the CT side of things. That bails them out massively. Alleviating that kind of a pressure with that kind of aggressiveness from Cloud9. Obviously, Patty, who's been aggressive in towards Jaguar, is able to get a quick flank down lane, hold for Perfecto to lurk through that smoke last as the trailer. And all of a sudden, ECSTATIC's within 2.
Okay, yeah, now it's getting a bit more interesting. They're saving the game for us, and we appreciate that. First game of the major. First game of the CS2 major, mind you. Some good stuff here. HObbit. He was flashed. You see that flash coming in from the CT side, but it wasn't quite enough, and Paddy's dead as a result here. Yeah, Boomich. He knew someone was waiting for him. Going to be taking down Queenix. It's a little bit too much of a good start here for Cloud9. How will ECSTATIC bring this one back? They almost have to risk something here.
Oh, the risk is Kragan. Now you have the op in position as well. Electronics already creep past it. He hears those footsteps. He's going to step right through this smoke. He knows there's not enough players to watch for this kind of a play. And with him in this position in Red Room aggressively, Cloud9 can now just kind of pause and wait, look for that response that you're mentioning. And once they see what the response is, then Electronic can put all the information together and make his play.
Yeah, very, very patient here. They knew someone had to be coming, and they're not wrong about it either. Flash around the corner. Even if Nodios wanted to push out into that one, he probably cannot.
And Electronic's going to wrap on this B bomb site. Nodios can't really do anything. Boomich goes down to the op.
All right. Look at the health on HObbit. He's so low, but still alive. Another triple for him. He's 18-6 right now. The more veteran players inside of the server. Maybe the most veteran player in the server.
Yeah, perhaps outside of Electronic.
Crazy. It'll be a 7th round for Cloud9. They're really doing a great job once again. I think big difference here, getting this one last round on the board.
Getting this last op as well. He's boxed in.
Yeah, you're right. Oh, he's trying his best. Smoke on one side, fire on the other, trying to see if he can pull off some sort of magic trick inside, but instead Headshot through the smoke as Perfecto takes him down 7-4. One more round of the first half up to come.
Yep. We'll see if Cloud9 can build on this lead or if ECSTATIC can keep it as close as they possibly can. This time, this has worked so many times throughout the half, but finally Cloud9 put a stop to it, looking for that exact flash peek that Patty's done a number of times to get a double kill, to control that lane. This time they shut it down, able to pick this defense apart. Such an advantage very early on in the round that ECSTATIC just didn't have a whole lot of good options to play. Deep utility.
Oh, that is, he's run into 2 grenades. I thought they were going to get slowed from the first one, but they still did the run boost somehow. It didn't slow them down, but they've taken a lot of damage just to get this mid control. Nice blowing open of the smoke there in the middle, but somehow Kragen, in spite of the earlier grenade damage, quicker on the trigger and actually getting the frag. That's an interesting way to get the kill.
I think Electronic tucked into that corner didn't actually have an angle to really spot him all that well. Nice idea. They knew the mid-aggression was going to be there, but it goes the other way. So 4v5 for Cloud9. Going to try and convert after an opening kill loss, and Boomich misses the jump up, so a little bit of noise made. Still 3 defenders at this B bomb site, and this time they've emphasized holding on to Cave with a vertical stack.
50 seconds on this one.
It looks like Cloud9 want to end at this B bomb site, but I think they almost have to apply some kind of pressure in middle. Make ECSTATIC think that there's potential for Red Room, although Queenix is watching that. Now they're kind of stuck in Cave. The stack works beautifully.
How has he done so much? That's Kragen getting 3 kills. Remember, he got double naded in the middle and put down very low on health. He gets a 4th once again. My God, he's out of control in this round. Goes for the ace, but will be shut down by Perfecto. But you got to assume that he's done plenty enough here. 20 seconds left. Don't see Perfecto winning this one alone with an AWP against 3 people. Can't believe that the round started so badly for Kragen, and still he ends up here.
What a half he's had in terms of recovery for ECSTATIC. Remember, he got a triple kill in the first round that ECSTATIC put on the board with a large push towards the A main and into the A bomb site. He shut that down. Here he gets this quad kill. You had an impact from Nodios, who had 1 round, Patty, who had a good round, and all of a sudden, ECSTATIC is right back in this. They're within 2 going into the second half pistol. So not a bad recovery whatsoever from the Danes as they're looking to cause it upset. So shuffling the sheets, going over to the CT side of the playbook. Or the T side of the playbook, excuse me.
Yeah, see if they could do anything here. I think winning a pistol round is going to be really, really important for them. But I'm impressed. I'm impressed they managed to make this kind of recovery. It didn't look like that was going to be happening at all. Cloud9, so comprehensive with HObbit. Just spearheading his way through the early part of the game there. 7-5 is the scoreline going into the second half. You can see HObbit there at an 18-7 scoreline. That's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, that's beastly. Although, a scoreline like that, and then you look up at the main scoreboard of 7-5, and you're like, man, I feel like we should have had maybe a couple more than that.
Yeah. Blame the teammates, I always say.
Name and shame them. All right, ECSTATIC. Utility is going to be coming towards the B-bomb site. They're going to split this. 2 coming up ramp late. The main thrust coming through Cave with Utility. Boomich is going to spot it out with a quick jump and then fall back behind the smoke. HObbit's got to be real careful at this angle. Tapping away with the USP, but it'll have to be a 5-on-5 retake. No picks through the smokes come in. And good utility from ECSTATIC has at least netted them a bomb plant. At a strong post-plant position.
Yeah, this has actually worked out incredibly well. Wish they had another Molotov to try and stop the bomb from actually getting defused, but they don't. Shot right through, and as it fades, look at the aggression coming out from the T side. Kragen lands a headshot as well. It's more time off the clock here, and he's going to keep it going. The Glock, it's got so many bullets, and he won't stop here. 2 versus 3. Kragen looking to do a little bit more. He didn't even reload. Finally, he's going to get a chance, but it doesn't even matter. Queenix will take the rest down. It's a beautiful round from ECSTATIC.
Yeah, really is. Nice and simple. Utility up in the 2 choke points. Nobody inside the bomb site from Cloud9 playing it passively, and the retake just gets shut down. I don't think Cloud9 expected the battle to occur just as that smoke faded, right? I think they thought they'd be able to kind of get that long angle to kind of wrap around the cube. But ECSTATIC was right in their face from the moment those smokes disappeared. Good P250 work from Queenix down the stretch, and ECSTATIC get that all-important pistol round, now within 1.
You're all right, though, if you look at the rest of the scoreboard. I mean, I think especially Perfecto and Electronic look like they're a little bit out of place at the moment. Electronic on just 2 kills. If you think about, again, pedigree player that he is, you expect that he can step it up, and maybe he will in the second half here, but kind of need him to.
Another player who had the in-game leader responsibilities that he switched into from being a star player, now trying to find his game back.
It really hurts some players.
Those decisions from stars to switch into IGLs always makes me nervous. For this exact reason. Just one game, so we're not taking too much from it.
Oh, that from Salazar, if you see that in slow motion, that's going to look sick. They ran into the shot, I think, on the second one. But yeah, pretty...
This gets interesting now. I mean, in a world where not a whole lot of us saw room for an upset win.
Yeah.
Let's see how these first gun rounds go, but ECSTATIC have themselves in a great... Considering they started down 0-6, pretty wild to consider.
Well, they're making a great case for themselves right now. They really are.
7-1 run for ECSTATIC to get to this point. 3 FAMAS on the board for Cloud9's defense. They prioritize a little bit of utility.
All right, here we go. Quick into the middle. Electronic. It's a pretty good kill with the FAMAS. Axal there to follow it up, and flashes are going to be coming out into the middle. They're actually bumping into each other inside of the smoke. It's Axal lining up a double kill. And Nodios, he'd love to do more, but the truth is, there was even a player behind him. I don't think he could have done anything there, but that's so much chaos.
With that little bit of a distraction from Boomich, like the noise, he tagged him through the smoke, even bumping into him, prevents him from actually crossing that smoke in time to join up with the mid-hit.
True.
So it seemingly just inadvertently worked in the favor of Cloud9, and give some credit over to Axal for a good job holding the smoke deep in. Him and Electronic working together to man that mid-defense, and it works perfect.
Yeah. Big boom, bodyguarding the actual lane. Just can't get through. That's frustrating. Well, like you said, wait to see the gun rounds. We've seen one of them now, and obviously with Cloud9 winning it in that fashion especially, makes you think that it's maybe their time to start to come back into it a little bit more.
Axal's going to be asked for a little bit more as well. That's a good timing on the Molotov as well. Smoke is coming in. That's going to buy, what, 6-7 seconds for teammates to shift and rotate over. And now Electronic, it gives him time to get in a position and lay down a smoke, so the hit's going to be uncomfortable for ECSTATIC.
Oh, speaking of uncomfortable, the Molotov right on top. It's Axal, the spray. It goes on forever, but he can't find the second kill. Still a 3 versus 3. Good position here from Kraken. You can see he's on lookout as the bomb is getting planted on the other side. 3 versus 3.
Oof.
And Nodios, yeah. It's the sound you make when you see the comeback happening. Nodios, timing is everything here. He's going to find the kill against HObbit. Boomich alone with the FAMAS. He knows where one of them is. He probably guessed where the other one is. Going to pick up the kit, but is it going to be quite enough? Oh, he's going to go straight for it. Just
no way.
Not even faking it. He will get checked, but that's a nice idea.
I was a little bit worried. Smart play from Salazar, though. He tucked himself into A main out of sight. He just said, I'm not even touching the keyboard for a little bit. Nice flank to get that kill. And ECSTATIC barrel through some well-timed defensive utility from Cloud9. It does not dissuade ECSTATIC whatsoever. Fantastic trading coming through. Axal couldn't handle the spray for a double, but this flank really sealed it.
That Molotov that goes to the back of the bomb site so that the reinforcing player just can't do anything. What a frustrating experience.
Yeah, you have, that's like such a critical Molotov. That headshot angle can be so tricky if he's able to get into cover, peek at will. You have so much attention waiting for the re-peek, and that's where his kind of teammates and his reinforcement can have more impact. So forcing Electronic to commit to a fight out in the open at range.
It's the kind of grenade that really levels the playing field too, because the CTs had put down smokes in the main entrance, so you have the disadvantage of running out of a smoke. But it makes up for it when the other guy's standing in fire. You're like, all right, cool, we'll trade it like that.
And let's be real, it's an easy Molotov to know. It's not a tricky lineup. You bounce it off the wall. You can, you know your geometry, you're fine.
Geometry, trigonometry.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, all the math.
Yeah, something like that. There's no excuse for you not to know that Molotov is my point. Everyone learned that.
Yeah, or to not know geometry. That's also important. Like, you know. Everyone always says, like, oh, what do I need to know about, you know, I can't even pronounce it.
Yeah.
What do you need?
Everyone says it, huh, Anders?
Yeah, everyone says it, Jason.
Sure.
That's why I won't. I'm not like the plebs. I won't say it.
Yep, well played. All right, little bit of a labored bye for Cloud9. not the ideal time to have this coming out. MP9 on HObbit, CZ on Boomich so he can get utility. FAMAS on Electronic. And just due to the... Oh, that's nasty.
God damn. Electronic is no more. Having himself a rough game. Up to 4 kills, sure, but...
And it's early access, early in the round to have access into middle. Oh, nice dink. Patty's going to be forced passive, but no, he's not. Not at all, actually.
How is he doing so much damage? Axel falling back. He's almost got a triple on that one. So much output, but is it going to be quite enough? They still have the bomb site, and they are swift to put the bomb down here at ECSTATIC. They're not really delaying it at all. What can Cloud9 do in this one? They're so far away. They're already pulling back.
That's a really good assertive call from Cloud9. You get that mid pick real quick and easy, and you know that's going to be the next defender. Remember, Electronic, the guy we saw slide into the bomb site as well. You know that's the support system for the A bomb site. Anyone else trying to recover that position from the B bomb site is going to be 2-3 seconds late. You could see Boomich turn the corner and CT spawn, and Queenix is already swinging wide into the bomb site, holding him at bay. So a good call to exploit the kill that you find in middle. And Exile did actually a ton of work, all things considered, the position he was in, just not able to slow down that hit whatsoever. And ECSTATIC has taken a lead. It's now a 9-2 run. From 0-6 to 9-8.
Cloud9 fans in shambles right now. I can't believe what I'm seeing. If you started watching the start of this and you were rooting for Cloud9, you would have been on such a high, and then ever since, it's just your face like slowly crumbling up more and more like, no, why? Why is it happening? And it's not the first time that we've seen this from them. Like, it's just, there's something about this lineup that is hard to get super excited about.
They are one of the heartbreaking teams.
Yes.
Molotov going to get extinguished. 2 players trapped inside that smoke in Cubby. Not aware of any pushes, so having to deploy Molotovs to make sure nobody can swing on this fragile position.
At least they have the AWP and the AK saved from the previous round, so that's very helpful.
Yeah, true. But also, this is the team that we kind of criticize for not having a real AWPer. It's in the hands of Perfecto, so yeah, it's a nice thing to have, but the idea that Perfecto is going to be the one with the AWP to turn this round on its head, that's quite a stretch.
HObbit, he'd love to be rewarded here. Hoping for the headshot on that spray, but not going to really get it. 3 people over at the B bomb site. Perfecto in the middle lurking around with the AWP. He's going to get smoked off here. If he tries to beat the smoke and actually makes it, that's such a sick play, but otherwise he's entrusting the AK on this side to really do all the work.
Remember, it's too much of a risk. All things in this round, if this doesn't go well, the AWP is just going to save. He's going to hustle over to the A bomb site and hide, so they really need HObbit to provide something if Perfecto is going to get activated. He missed the timing over towards ramp. Oh, the spray comes in. He can't find any of the kills. He's out of ammunition. Easy for Nodios, and all of a sudden, all the pieces fall into place.
How do you do so much damage and find no kills? 3 of them. They didn't even know what they were getting punished from. And they just kept walking in front of the bullets. If they had anything else here, it would have been quite doable to clean it up, right? And somehow they're just not able to. That is unfortunate. Like you said, the secondary objective here, save the AWP if you can, if it's at all possible. Perfect. Going to be found right away. 10-8. Jason, what is happening? Why is it happening?
Yeah, the majors get weird, man. The majors get a little bit weird. ECSTATIC looking to cause an upset in the opening match of the Copenhagen major. And they're just 3 rounds away from doing it. And Cloud9 have yet to win a round that settles the CT side. They have yet to win a round that allows them to actually take, get a tight grip on this defensive side that's convincing enough to say, we've shut down what ECSTATIC likes to do. Now we're in some control. Now we can play our game. They've been labored. They've had low economy buys. They've had FAMAS. They've had CZs and MP9s. Cloud9 out of this timeout better turn it around immediately because ECSTATIC is marching towards that upset.
And you couldn't have asked for a better start. It was so flawless what they were doing, Cloud9. They were absolutely running them over. And they were giving out a lot of praise to like the tactical understanding when they were on the T side at the beginning. They were really picking apart the Danish defense every single time. And then I mean, especially Kragen started to get back into it. Had a couple of back-to-back triple rounds.
Yeah, you got to give him a lot of credit. He's the one that got this team started, you know, even to get their first round, and he's continued it ever since then. And look at this call from ECSTATIC.
It's sick, isn't it? It's what I talked about in the first half. Sometimes
they
win. Just call out a spawn. There's nobody at the bomb site because they're in middle.
And I mean, this is just calling based off the success you've had, right?
Yeah.
Oh no, Cloud9, 5-on-5 retake, and that's a rush without using a whole lot of utility. There's still a smoke, there's still an extra Molotov to delay the retake even further and make it disjointed. Cloud9 have a real decision to make if they even want to go for this. I think they've got to investigate and see if they can get some kills at the very least, but it's a big risk.
It's so risky. It's one of those rounds where if they get one kill here, they're definitely going to go for it and they might lose everything. A little bit of a shot. HObbit gets one in return. They're still committed to it. It's all the rifles on the line here. This is it for Cloud9. They must win it. The defuse is happening still inside of the smoke, and they actually do it. HObbit on the lookout. I can't believe it.
That's beautiful. That's so beautiful from Cloud9. That is just creating chaos. Smoking the bomb, get on the defuse, and have everyone else hyper-aggressive to make sure the attention of ECSTATIC cannot be on spamming the smoke for the diffuser. And everyone from ECSTATIC is so passive. Molotov forces one player into Temple, two in A main. There's not enough bodies actually preventing Cloud9 from entering that bomb site for the retake. Not enough people there to prevent Cloud9's first step.
We talked about heartbreak. If ECSTATIC end up losing this game, this is the round they're going to look back on every single time. They're going to say, we had it. 5 people alive with the bomb planted. Now they're going to try and put some pressure on the middle, but there's 3 people here. Same setup for Cloud9. 3 in the middle, nobody at the A bomb site. They just say, you're not going to do it again. You're not going to rush the A bomb site one more time. And we're going to call you on that.
Oh my lord, that retake might be momentum shifting. That is such a huge round. ECSTATIC has got to feel so devastated, getting into the bomb site clean with no issues, 5 players alive and still losing it, and now you just get shattered in the follow-up round. This might be one that turns the tides back in Cloud9's favor, on the verge of evening things up at 10.
That's easily what loses you the map. Speaking of confidence and even the money to go with it as well, I mean, this is devastating right now.
Oh, good timing. Good timing. I think HObbit, he was walking away, shifting away very, very slow. He must have heard a footstep to turn around and drop that smoke, and it was needed because ECSTATIC was starting to probe into that B bomb site. Salazar, Queenix, and Nodios trying to find the solution. All 3 players over in B lane. Perfecto's up in Donut to make sure they can't fall back. They can't readjust across the map to the A bomb site, and 3 defenders here in a very strong setup.
Well, they're going to get this cave position down, but how much is it going to help them? One more smoke on the ramp.
That's the last defensive piece of utility that Cloud9 have.
Yeah, the rest is on Perfecto, and he's, like you said, miles away, so it's up to this. 22 seconds. Electronic kind of looking for it, and they are aware, but it doesn't even matter. Bomb just barely getting planted. Salazar on his own, very low on health and completely isolated behind the pillar. It's going to be HObbit to find him at the end. His 25th victim there. That ties up the game, 10-10.
Really, really smart, experienced play from Cloud9 as well. Just playing right behind that Molotov, allowing them into the bomb site, not trying to overextend too aggressively. And now salvaging AK-47s for the final stretch of this map. We're all tied up at 10, so Cloud9 have their rebuttal.
And pulling the same defensive play in back-to-back rounds, even if it costs you in the first one, just knowing that there's very, very slim chances that ECSTATIC would try and do the same rush again to the A bomb site, and they were absolutely right. So, well played, Cloud9. Good understanding of what's going on here. 21st round is coming up.
3 MAC-10s, fast-paced.
Yeah, straight into the bomb site. They tried it at A and it worked. Now at the B bomb site, HObbit, even blind, is able to get that kill. He keeps it going. They line up for him, and it's 3 shots before they finally take him down. Nodios in the 1 versus 4 here. It's a good start, but it is not going to be quite enough.
Those like half-by MAC-10 rushes towards a B bomb site, everything falls onto that first kill. The fact that HObbit survives, then all of a sudden Cloud9 know what's happening, and that's when counter utility comes in. That's when Boomich just chucks a flashbang into the sky over the cube and it activates HObbit for repeaks. No one can get this trade kill. Tucks him in nice and safe, waiting for the flashes, and it's just absolutely perfect.
Might even say Jason, that first kill becomes a vector since you were so excited about math earlier.
Okay, well done. There you go. Is that the word you were searching for the whole time?
No.
Still don't have that one, huh?
My brain is really almost not working, Jason.
Sure.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm doing my best to cover it up, but you know, it'll get there. Like it'll get there eventually. I
Yeah, by map 3.
Yeah, something like that.
All right, Electronic gets a gift. He was aiming at Kragan, finds Patty through the smoke. He's traded off. It's one AK-47, a hero AK on Kragan, and why not? He has been the hero in this game for HObbit, so give him a chance once again.
5 versus 5 with a bomb planted. That's the round that you're not able to put through.
It's the knockout punch if you win it, and it's gone the other direction.
Heartbreaking if you don't. I like that's again. I like to talk about this a lot. But there are some rounds you just remember forever. Oh, you think that's going to make the difference, Nodios?
I mean, it's going to at least get them a bomb plant.
Okay, yeah, that's a good start. It'll definitely give the $800 bonus that can maybe secure things. Boomich hearing the footsteps. He knows they're coming, but what a great spray! Boomich, 4 kills. He heard the steps. He knew they were tap dancing on the other side. He even knew one of them was going to jump through, and he still got every single one.
I don't know. I don't know if HObbit was entirely ready for that swing. As weird as that is to say, that first player jumping, I don't even mind it, but everyone after that was a little slow to get into the trade game, and Boomich is able to line up 4 kills with 1 magazine.
That looked like a panic moment when you're like, oh, they're actually coming for me. I'm alone. No panic in Boomich whatsoever.
I think there was I mean, obviously due to the weaponry, a lack of confidence in being able to hold off things individually, but they just line up way too much, and Boomich is loving life after that. He was real nervous, and that swing gives him all the kills, and 12-10. HObbit made a game out of it. They've got 2 more chances to take this into overtime. This has got to be heartbreaking, though. What a massive run that they went on to take control of this map, to take a 1-round lead, and from there, Cloud9 shut the door.
It's the way that they got here. They've ended up here in the most painful possible way.
It was a 10-2 run to take a 10-9 lead.
That's what I mean. Like you're on top of the world at that point in time. Like it feels like you've absolutely figured it out. And that 1 round, defusing inside of the smoke with the retake from Cloud9.
It was a beautiful retake. You got to give credit to Cloud9 for that one as well.
I think I said already at the start of it, I don't think they should even do it because it looks so risky, but obviously completely wrong. Like they absolutely knew what they were doing. Real sick, wasn't it? Here we go, grenades into the middle, but it's all for show. Nobody really on either side is fighting for this at the moment. It could be another B finish here if they can find 1 good entry, but Cloud9, they're 1 round away from winning the map.
They've at least, the defense is passive now in middle. They got out quick enough and emphatically enough that Cloud9 don't actually want to mess with mid, so they forced Electronic to take an off angle and Donut. They forced Perfecto with low HP back from middle. They've opened up access to Red Room. What can HObbit do from here? They've got 1 smoke, 1 Molotov remaining. Other than that, it's just a plethora of flashbangs.
Good little Molotov, just to clear out the first part of the cave and make sure that no one's hanging around. And he was flashed in to take a peek, but this position in middle from Kragan, I think, is the interesting one if they can play around it.
Hard thing is, because they forced the defense so passive at the B bomb site, Kragan's got to be real nervous about this being watched, which it is by Perfecto at range with the AWP. And the other hard thing is, with 1 smoke remaining for HObbit in the rest of this round, what's your best percentage to win? If you have 1 smoke, they think it's the A bomb site. Kragan to cut off rotations, lurking in Red Room.
Okay, well, in terms of numbers, they're not wrong, but what a Molotov to put down at 29 seconds. That's going to really slow them in the middle. It's Perfecto. It wasn't even Boomich. It was at range. The AWP all the way from the back of the B-bomb side, and now Electronic finally getting his chance in the sunlight to get a couple of kills here, trying to find their way back, but Salazar is on his own. 10 seconds for a 1 versus 3, and they're right on top. Oh, the shot rings through. Perfecto no-scopes him, and Cloud9 to pick up the series.
Man, what a battle, though. Credit to HObbit for coming back into it, but Cloud9 avert a map 1 devastating upset. Good rebuttal off of a team retake into the A bomb site, and from there, Boomich gets activated. Exile has a good game. This is fantastic.